Hello, and welcome to the 5th video in the Oracle Exadata Cloud Service Workshop series. In Lab 5, I will be walking you through the steps to deploy a VPN server in OCI and create an SSL VPN connection between your client machine and the ECSI infrastructure. Once configured, you'll be able to use a single VPN server, and that can be shared amongst multiple users. From the OCI homepage, click the top left-hand hamburger menu. Scroll down to the Compute tab and click on Instances. Click the blue Create Instance button. Name your VPN instance. Click the Change Image button. Find the CentOS 7. Click that. Hit the Select Image button on the bottom. I'm going to keep the default shape size. Scroll down. Click the ECSI VCN or the VCN that you created in Lab 1. I'm going to use the ECSI CS compartment. I'm going to choose my Bastion subnet. Assign a public IP address. Make sure that's checked off. Here you'll be adding in your SSH key. I'm going to find that using a command and typing it into my terminal. That'll copy my SSH key to the clipboard. When done, click on the blue Create button on the bottom. After 5 or 10 minutes or so, your VPN instance should now be created and it should be up and running. Please take note of the public and private IP addresses. Copy those into a document so that you can reference them later. You're going to need them for the next steps in the lab. So now what we're going to do is open up the terminal or PowerShell and start by SSHing into the instance that you just created. Okay, now that you are SSH'd in, copy the command from the documentation, run that. Now that you've run that, copy the RPM command to install the package. Now copy the password changing command and input that. Great, now my password has changed. So, as per the documentation, copy the URL to open up the admin UI console for the VPN server. Now I am into the admin UI console. So from here, we are going to use the username OpenVPN and the password that you just changed. Hit agree. Great, now we are into the settings. So from here, you are going to use the left-hand side, click on Network Settings. You're going to replace the host name with the public IP address of the instance that you just created. Hit the Save the Settings button. You can find that by scrolling down. Now, the next step is click VPN Settings on the left-hand menu. Scroll down to the routing section here. Make sure that you have Yes using NAT selected. Here, you can specify the private subnet. I'm going to be changing this to 10.0.2.0 as per the documentation. Here, I'm going to uncheck that the client internet traffic will be routed through the VPN, so click No on that. After that, and hit Save Settings on the bottom. Now, click the Advanced VPN tab on the left-hand side. Here we want to check this on. So should clients be able to communicate with each other on the VPN IP network? Click that on. Now we're going to save the settings, and we are going to update the running server. So click the Update Running Server button. Okay, now we've updated it. So the third step will be launching the OpenVPN Access Server Client UI. Now that you've saved your settings, once this opens, type in your username and your password and hit the connect on the bottom and hit go. So on the top taskbar, open up and hit connect. Type in your public IP address. Type in your password. The connection has now been established. Now that you've connected to your VPN server, which you can check by using your top taskbar if you have Mac OS, I'm connected into my public IP address. What you're going to do is locally open up Oracle SQL Developer on your client, and we're going to create a database connection like we did in Lab 4. Hit the green plus button to create the connection. Go ahead and give it a name. Your username is going to be sys. The password is going to be the password that you used to create the database in Lab 3. The role is sysdba. Connection type basic. Your host name is going to be the private IP address of the node in the ECSI where your database is located. Your port stays the same. Remove the SID and choose the service name. This is where you're going to be using your database unique name by your host domain name, like you did in the previous Lab 4. Go ahead and paste that in. When you have, hit the test button to make sure that it works. I have a success status. So now I'm going to save, and I'm going to connect. Put my password. Now I am locally connected to my instance that I created. This is the end of Lab 5. Thank you for watching.